Hi guys, my name is Christine and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach, and today I'm talking about when to text back. So this is something that happens a lot when you start dating someone, or it could be a crush. When do you text them back? So they've messaged you, what do? You got a response, what do you do? So personally, I would just respond when you have time to respond, right? Now, sometimes it's good to kind of match and mirror what they do, especially if they're showing low interest. So if it takes them a long time to get back to you, then it's probably best that you also spend some time, a long time getting back to them as well. So if it takes them days to reply to you, don't reply to them instantly, right? So you have to kind of match and mirror what they do if they're someone who has been displaying low interest before. But if this is someone that you're just dating, someone who probably is really interested in you because they've, you may have gone out a couple of times, or they're just simply displaying and showing that they're interested in you because they're reaching out to you a lot and they want to talk to you, they like being around you. One of the best ways, and I always say this, to find out basically if someone likes you is to actually ask them out when they're available for a drink. And someone that likes you, that wants to date you, will, tell you when they're available to meet up for that drink. They will say yes, right? It makes common sense, right? Someone who likes you will go out on a date with you. If someone who doesn't like you will not go out on a date with you, or they'll come up with an excuse, right? So, use your common sense just a little bit. Try not to read into it too much. Try not to read too much into the details of what they send you. Try and make it as clear for yourself as possible, because I feel like a lot of people can fabricate things within their own mind. They're looking for the really tiny details before they ask someone out because they're worried that this person's just going to reject them. But be bold, just go for it, and ask them out, because that's the best and clearest way you're going to know. And you want to find out as soon as possible, because then you need to know basically, am I wasting my time or not? And you don't want to waste your time. You want to find someone, right? I'm sure that's what you want. You want to be in a relationship. You want to be holding hands. You want the cuddles. You want the kisses. That's what you want. If that's what you want, then you want to find out if this person is on board as soon as possible, so you're not wasting your time with the wrong person, right? So ask them out. If they're available, they'll tell you when they're available, right? So when it comes to texting them, then, if it's someone who is showing interest in you and this is clear that they would like to, they like enjoying speaking to you, they want to hang out, then just reply when you're not busy. It doesn't mean that you need to reply to them instantly. Just reply to them when you can. Now, obviously, it might depend on how busy you are as a person already. So if you're someone that just works and then when you come home, you have all the time in the world, then obviously you might be the kind of person that might reply instantly. So obviously, you don't want to be too eager, obviously. You want to be doing your own thing. So just take your time with it, basically. You don't have to reply straight away within the first 10 minutes of someone messaging you. If you want, you can leave it a couple of hours. If you really want to don't prioritize basically replying to them. Do your other things that you need to do during the day first before responding. Because if you know that you've got home from work, you see that you've got a message from this person, you're like, oh, what should I do? But you've got other things that you need to do. Perhaps you need to make yourself dinner. Perhaps you need to have a shower. Perhaps you need to, take your dog out for a walk. Perhaps you need to ring your mother. Whatever it is, right? Reply when you've got all of these other things out of the way that are probably at this current time more important. And you might be thinking, well, this crush that I have is the most important thing I have in my life. And it's like, well, you can't treat that person like that right now, because first of all, it might be the case that you haven't even got into a relationship with them yet. So if you're not in a relationship with them, then the other parts of your life has to take priority. Taking your dog out for a walk has to be the priority than messaging your person who may not even like you. You don't know that yet, right? So let other things in your life take more importance. Things that you actually need to do with people that actually already love you, like your family members, like your dog, or whatever it may be, right? It might be your hobbies. You got to put those things that you really enjoy first and get back to this person who may or may not like you when you have time and when you've done the other most important things in your life. Don't worry about losing them. If they've got a head screwed on tightly and they're not a complete nutcase, they won't mind if it takes you a couple of hours to respond. They won't mind if they send you a message in the evening, that you get back to them tomorrow morning. If they are someone who is sane and isn't someone who is playing games or someone who is just mad in general, they won't mind if it takes you a little bit of time to respond, right? because we all know that we are human beings. We don't have all the time in the world to sit on our phones. You know, we have obligations, we have responsibilities that need to come first, right? Most people understand that. So if they start getting and acting all crazy by the fact that you haven't replied to them within 2 hours, or it's taken you some time to reply to them, no matter what it is, whatever, right? Then you're dodging a bullet, right? You need to understand it, because this is a great way to actually tell whether or not the person that you like is actually crazy, right? Because someone who's not crazy won't get mad at you if you don't respond straight away, right? So don't be worried or concerned, right? If because you're worried that if you don't respond straight away, you're going to lose them and they're not going to be interested in you anymore. You know, if that's the case, then that person isn't for you anyway, right? You know, if that person likes you, really likes you, and they've got their head screwed on properly, they won't mind. They won't care. They won't just be like, oh my God, they didn't reply to me within the first 10 minutes. That's it. He's out or she's out. I'm going to go and find someone else. I'm going to go out straight away and start boning someone else. You know, someone who is normal will not do that, right? Someone who's normal will not think that way, right? And obviously you want to be with someone who's healthy, who's in a healthy relationship, right? And if you're someone who gets mad at people for not responding straight away, who takes their time to respond to you, then you need to look at yourself and think, hey, hang on a minute, this is actually kind of really needy behavior, and it's probably putting this person off if I'm getting angry at them for not responding straight away. Which is why sometimes, because this has happened to me, I've had people email me, right, asking for my advice, and if I don't reply straight away, they send me loads and loads more messages, loads and loads more emails saying, please reply, please respond, please respond. You know, obviously I take into consideration whether or not this is actually something that is a real emergency and that kind of thing. And usually people who pay me for emergency email coaching, they get my priority no matter what, because obviously they're paying for my service, they're paying for my advice. But people that send me emails on the internet and want my advice for free, and they're getting angry because I haven't replied straight away, you know, I don't even reply to those people, right, anymore, because it just proves to me that this person isn't even patient with me, let alone anybody else. And that's probably the main reason as to why they're not getting much success in their dating and in their love life. So if you want me to respond to you in my emails, you know, just give me time to respond. Don't, you know, get mad at me for not responding to you within the first 24 hours. And a lot of times, these people are emailing me over the weekend when I don't really respond to my emails, unless it's a client that really needs my help desperately, right? And that's someone who's paying for my service, right? Not for free advice. So, you know, you got to, you know, if you find it really difficult to wait for someone to respond to you, because, you know, you got to treat it like a game of football. So let's say you're playing with, let's say you're playing with a kid, because it's much more easier to do this with a kid. So basically with a kid, all you do is you just kick the ball and you wait for them to kick the ball back to you. That's kind of like how you play with like a young child, right? Especially if they're like a toddler, right? You know, you don't keep on kicking balls at them, right? You wait for them to kick it back, and then you kick the ball back to them, and then they kick it back to you, and then you kick it back to them, and you have a little game of footy, right? You can't just keep on kicking balls at people, and in that way, I'm kind of saying, like, don't keep on sending messages to people who you're not getting a response from, right? If someone doesn't reply to you, give them time to reply. They're either going to get back to you, or they're not, and if they don't get back to you, then you know that they're not worth your time anymore. You know, it's simple as that, right? So, you know, by, you know, waiting a little bit when someone sends you a message to see what happens, basically, to see if they get angry at you, to see if they send another message saying, where have you gone? You know, stuff like that. It shows you basically how emotionally strong this person is. It shows you how much patience they have. It shows you basically all you really need to know, basically. Because if this person, you know, if you don't respond to them straight away and they send you an angry message and they send you another one, maybe perhaps they keep on sending you angry messages because you haven't responded to them, you know, that shows you that there's a huge red flag. And if this is annoying now, then God only knows how annoying it is going to be in a relationship with them, okay? So take your time to respond. Do other things first. You know, do other things on your list first, because remember, this person shouldn't be your priority if you're not in a relationship with them. If it's someone you're just dating, or it's someone that you're just talking to and you haven't even gone out yet with each other, you know, nothing romantic has happened yet, then, you know, when that, they don't deserve it yet. They don't deserve you to have to respond to them, you know, fast. So get on with other things in your life that are more important. This person who you're just dating or you're just talking to shouldn't be your main priority. Other parts of your life should be, like your work, like your, you know, having a wash when you get home, cooking yourself a nice meal, getting on with your hobbies or your side business or whatever it may be, going to the gym. You know, those things should come first, and then when you have time, when you have that little window, then you can respond to them. And that's personally what I think is the best way to do that, and when to respond, when to text them back. Because obviously you don't want to ignore them completely, especially if you like them. You know, there's some people out there will say, you know, oh, if you like someone and they message you, then don't respond for a week and stuff like that. No, don't do that. Obviously, you want them to respond to you. You want them to message you. And if they're doing something that you like, that you want them to do, then of course, whenever they message you, you need to be warm, you need to be open, you need to be receptive, you need to be, oh, I'm so glad to hear from you. When would you like to hang out? You know, when you're free? You know, let me know. You know, you need to be happy and positive when they do the things that you want them to do. But it doesn't mean that you need to reply to them instantly. You know, do it within your own time, be relaxed about it. Don't worry about it. They're not going to forget about you. And if they get mad at you for not responding instantly, then you know that's a red flag and you probably shouldn't speak to them ever again, right? So I hope this video has helped you. I hope it's given you a bit of clarity. I hope it's, you know, helped you a little bit, given you a bit of confidence. And that's basically what I think you should do if you are wondering when to text someone back, right? So thank you so much for watching. If you'd like help with me personally, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.